There's an old fable that originated in the Middle East of a man who spent a cold night in his tent in the desert. As he was trying to fall asleep, he suddenly saw some movement next to him. It was his camel, who gently pushed his nose under the side of the tent. "Master," he said, "let me put my nose in your tent. It's cold and windy out here, and this would really help a lot." "By all means," said the man. "You are very welcome." And so the camel stretched his head into the tent. The man then turned over and tried to go to sleep, but it wasn't long before the camel said, "I'm sorry to bother you, master, but may I just bring my neck and maybe even my front legs in as well? I'll hardly take up more room, and it's quite difficult standing out here with just my head on the ground." "Yes, of course," the man said, moving up even more. And just as the man started to drift off to sleep, the camel said, "May I not stand wholly inside? I mean, at the moment I'm keeping the tent flap open by standing as I do, and it would probably be better for us both if I was fully inside." "Yes, I see your point," the man said. "Come on in." So the camel went in, but suddenly the small tent was totally overcrowded, and it was clear that it was definitely not big enough for both of them. And so the camel looked at the man thoughtfully and said, "I think there is not enough room for both of us in here. And since you are smaller, it makes sense for you to go and stand outside." And with that, the man was forced outside, where he spent the rest of the cold night while the camel had a tent all to himself. Friends, sometimes it's the seemingly small and harmless thoughts or actions that can have the most destructive effects on our lives. And therefore, may I encourage you, as you go into the day, to be aware of those little things that may cause big problems in the future. So regularly play it forward and ask yourself, what will happen if you continue with the negative thought or action that found its way into your life, and stop them while they're still small. Like the man in the story, we need to be very careful of giving the camel's nose a place under the tent flap, as it may just cause you to spend a cold night outside of your own